welcome wherever you are in the world today. It may be good morning, it may be good afternoon. But we are the trio. I am Renee, and I wanted to welcome you. We're the trio, and we are here to help you navigate um, everything that we are here to help you do. Just went completely out of my head. So this is a perfect example of what today's trio session podcast is going to be about: planning, preparing, and just for this reason, that everything that you have prepared, just because life happens and life is happening in this moment,
Yes.
things will, everything that you have planned can just burn on the stove, go out the window, and you can be like, where do I go from here? Are we having hot dogs for Thanksgiving dinner? No. But let me just introduce us. We are the trio, and we really are here to help you navigate the many layers of managing a household, prioritizing health, and caregiving with confidence. And so I'm Renee, and I'm actually the one that's going to help you take action as you transition into your multi generational household. And that's all different scenarios. We know that's the sandwich generation. Wherever you fit in, that's we are speaking to you.
And good morning. I'm Leslie, the CEO of my household. And one of the roles for me is just looking at what you have in order prepared for your family. Do you have your documents in order? How do we structure actions that you have to take as you are preparing and caring for your loved one or assisting someone in caring for their loved one? Anna. So Anna is joining us
Yeah.
while traveling. So she'll come in and out. Glad she's here.
Okay.
Good, good
Oh, there you
morning.
go.
There
Yeah,
you go.
good morning. I thought I was off mute and I was not.
We love it.
Good morning, all. My name is Anna, and I am here to help you create a comprehensive medical guide for you and your family. I'm here to help you understand what your family needs to know about their health and what you need to share with them regarding about yourself. So that way everyone is on the same page when an emergency arises and you have to head to the ER.
Yeah,
That happens.
it
That's a
does.
real thing. That's a real
It,
situation.
it is a real situation. Yes.
So one of the things, Renee, as you were talking, our topic is we're actually doing what you consider a series. So we talked last week, and now we're sharing again about the holidays. And our topic is traveling through holidays as a caregiver, planning with peace and not pressure. Planning with peace and not pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Traveling can be literally or figuratively. You could be going to see someone, or someone could be going to see you. We know that caregivers, 40% of them, um, they have negatively impacts in their stress levels, whether it's the person that you are caring for doesn't go to sleep at night, you have to stay up. As Anna said, someone could be going to the ER. Do you have everything you need to explain what medications they're taking, what they're feeling, what is happening? Is there a backup or someone that can support you when you have to take that loved one to the hospital? Um, so there's a lot of stress. So
Absolutely.
now comes added to that the holidays, as we talked about last week. What does that mean? We want you to be empowered, not stressed. And it's everybody's mannerisms, their characteristics, how they handle things are different. But you, as the person that is caregiving, you have a lot of power and control on what that means for you,
Yeah.
what that entails for you. So we want to just get into that and talk about some suggestions, ideas, share a couple of stories, and prayerfully there's something that prompts you that you can take away with. I could implement this today.
Absolutely.
Anna,
Okay,
you,
so and it's,
there you go.
is that you? And okay,
Go ahead, Renee.
thank you. Okay, so
We that
this is
wasn't
going to
me.
be. Oh. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to keep on moving. We already decided when we started this episode, because we know we're unless being less like everything is perfect, and we're just going to move forward, and because this is
Yep.
real life. This is real life.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's a podcast, we want to share some information with you about the holidays that comes with the holidays. Number one for us is to start on a positive note, because um, well, everyone has a different feeling around the holiday, but universally, there's lights, there's trees, there's people smiling at you that have never spoken to you before. It could be a neighbor or somebody at the grocery store. People are in a different type of mood when it comes to the holidays, for the most part. But we
Mm-hmm.
know as caregivers that even on the outside, if you're smiling, you can just still be carrying a heavy weight internally. And so, what
Mm-hmm.
we would like to do is to make that weight lighter for you. Um, there's joy and there's stress. And how do
Mm-hmm.
we balance them both? We don't need to balance them, but we need to incorporate laughter on purpose. That's what I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to say. So, my guide for laughter is this is a clean comedian. He's Michael Jr., and he is a
Yes.
clean comedian. And so he is funny. He is hilarious. And when I was definitely someone who had given me some really great advice was to listen to someone that's going to make you laugh, whether it's a movie. My sister's favorite movie is Elf. So all of us around here watch Elf during the holidays more than one time, because it's just silly and nonsensical. It's nothing that you have to think about. But as a caregiver, you're not always going to be able to sit down and watch the movie Elf, right? Like Anna
Mm-hmm.
said, you may be in the ER. So we just want to encourage you today to make plans. It's early. It's still early November. What are some of those plans that you can make? So let's, Leslie, you're going to share with us your statistic.
Oh, well, I did in the beginning, and I'll just kind of go over it. Caregivers, 22% of them can be exhausted. So putting the pressure of the holiday on there, we don't want you to be in that percentage of being exhausted. As Renee talked about adding laughter, what are some of the things that you can do um, to silence the pressure, but to show up? So, silencing the pressure of that feels too much for me. I
Yeah,
can't prepare those dishes that I normally prepare. Let's have somebody cater it. Or, hey,
absolutely.
I can't have everybody over this year. I can have a few, maybe somebody else can host, and we can go to where it's being hosted, where it might have been mama's house that everybody came to. This year it can't be that. It's too much for me.
Right.
Lessen the pressures. It is okay to change what was the normal considered status of being together during the
Absolutely.
holidays. So the pressure show up in the way that not showing up in the way that's always been, but I need
Leslie, I wanted to add to that a little
yeah.
bit.
Mm-hmm.
As we prepare for the holidays, it's okay to change tradition.
Mm-hmm.
We have to make peace, and we should allow ourselves some grace, well, a lot of grace, to make these changes and to recalibrate, because things are different now. When you're a caregiver, things look different, things operate differently. And sometimes it's not our schedule, but the
No.
schedule of the person that we're caring for.
Mm-hmm.
So it's okay, to make the changes and just express to the family, express to everyone, listen, we're going to shift a little bit. It might not feel so wonderful, but if we get to be together, or if we get to do certain aspects as a unit the way we normally would,
Mm-hmm.
that's it's still the same thing. It's we just have to shift a little bit.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Absolutely.
I
and
agree.
and make it normal to I mean, you really should be shifting because your weight, the load has increased.
It has
I
increased.
mean, it may not look like it to the outsiders because some people might think, well, you don't have to do anything but sit there. You're not really, they don't need you to do a whole lot, but
Right.
in actuality you really are doing a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
am so
Absolutely.
sorry that that is just
And the thing, so the guilt. One of the things is, how can guilt show up? Um, you release it.
yeah.
Saying no is a full sentence. You hear that all the time, but practicing it, it will come easier. And not no in such, well, you got to go with your own feelings, but just kind of sit with, what do you really want to do? It's okay to sit quietly and think about this and go, uh, whether it's too much, as Renee said, things are shifting. So moving into that new shift to help you, because you can only be as um, available to
Police reported ahead.
when you are able to uh, do the things that are good for you. You've got to think about what works. Even it might be a new tradition that you come up in your spirit to say, oh, you know what? I really want to try this year because
Hmm.
one, it was an idea. My loved one said X, Y, and Z. Go ahead and implement that new thing and just
Yeah.
let it go. Just try it, fall into it, enjoy it. Um, the seasons are changing, and whatever your loved one that you're caring for is going through, they're feeling what you're feeling. They're feeling the tension that may be, or they're going to feel the joy when new ideas come up. So don't feel guilty about it. Just explore new options. And it's small, not major, small options. Now I didn't put out as many decorations, so I decided to buy some pumpkins just to get that fall feeling that I hadn't done in a while. I got somebody to come in to clean up so that it's not all on me. Just those little things. um think about those, but don't do it with guilt. That's one of the things I wanted to point out. Don't do it with guilt.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And be honest with yourself
Mm-hmm.
with what you want to do and what you don't want to do. And that's all tied in with guilt. Don't just do it because everybody expects it of you. Don't just do it because you feel it's the thing to do. Be
Mm-hmm.
honest with yourself. Do I really want to do this? Can I really handle this? Um, k- and just speak up, and like Leslie said, no is an absolute sentence. It's a full sentence, and you can use it.
You
And
definitely
that's
can.
where the stress can come in when we think about it because we maybe you haven't had to say no. This
Mm-hmm.
may be your first time as a caregiver, that you now have a legitimate reason, making yourself first and advocating for the person that you're caring for. No may be the only option that equals peace.
Yes.
So
Mm-hmm.
really being able to, we know that it's not an easy task. That's why we're here talking about it because we've done it and it's not easy. It can be very challenging sometimes because, and specifically we're just talking about the holidays because there's that overwhelming joy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And sunshine. Um, and then there's also that oh my goodness, I have a schedule now and we have medications to take at a certain time, and
Yep.
there's a bedtime that if we miss that
Absolutely.
comes with
Mm-hmm.
medication, that if I miss because I'm hanging out or we are trying to keep up with what everybody else is doing, that it's going to throw off the next 3 or 4 days for myself and for the person I'm caring for. So
Yeah.
when you look at a caregiver, and so this is a two-sided conversation, that you
Mm-hmm.
also try to sit in their seat for a moment to say, listen, I know Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever your holiday is, because everybody has different ones at this time. Um, Whatever it is, the family gathering, when you look at them and say, "Hey, are we gonna do it at your house? We want to still have it."
Yes.
If you're saying that to them, also consider to say at the same time, if we still have it at your house, know that I got the food. And I
Yes.
mean the whole meal. Like, I can
Yeah.
tell you all, when I was little, when we were little, and it was four of us, and my parents would drive down. They would drive down to Maryland to for the holidays, and my mom, under our feet in the back in the trunk were pots, like literally where she had
Wow.
cooked the entire meal at home. She cooked. I'm gonna say it. Yes, I'm gonna put chitlins out there. Collard greens, the sweet potatoes, the homemade rolls that she had let rise at our house, and she was gonna bake at their house. All those things were in the car, and we were in the back
Mm-hmm.
seat. All four of her kids, my mom and dad, are in the front, and we're driving, 3 hours away and taking this meal. And I can still see us walking up those steps, carrying the pot, carrying
Mm-hmm.
all of these things, bringing them in and sitting them directly on the stove, because everything was prepared. We just had to did my grandparents have to do. They just had to, and they had this beautiful like dining room, right, with this huge china cabinet, and they had all these, my grandmom had all these beautiful china dishes, and you know how they would
Yeah.
do at the time. And
Mm-hmm.
she had all the china cabinet, the dishes. So she had put all the Thanksgiving supplies on the table. And
Yeah.
when my mom came in with the full meal, that stuff just got spooned into, ladled into those serving dishes. The chases were there, the with the little fire under them to keep the meals hot. And within a couple hours, we were sitting down. Family was coming over, and we were able to eat. Imagine how that lifted the weight off of the homeowner, the caregiver.
Yep.
My That
Mm-hmm.
was for my grandparents, but it could be
Mm-hmm.
for the whoever the caregiver is. That you're like, we want to come to that house and have this event. Well, you're gonna have to be like, not you cannot send paper plates, and I'm gonna have, whoever it is that delivers food and stuff,
Yes.
find
You got
what
it.
works for you. Now, if your family is good with the Popeyes things, Cajun thing, turkey, and the fixings, whatever works for you, no judgment, like, do
No,
that.
there's no
But
judgment. There's no
be in
judgment.
yeah, but we're still creating memories. We're still having fellowship and fun, but we're also being very mindful of each other. That's what we're doing. We're
Yeah.
loving.
And I think you just hit it on the nail, Renee, when you said we're still creating memories.
Yeah.
It's not about the pressure of putting on a big production. It's about the memories that's created with being together and being understood and being loved on.
Yeah,
And I think if we hold on to that, a lot of the added stresses to the holiday will be eliminated.
absolutely.
um, we don't need big productions. We don't need them. We can do beautiful memories. And if everyone, don't be afraid to ask. Ask for help.
Yeah,
Don't believe that everything has to be on you. It's okay. How are you going to create the memories if you're not able to partake?
And when
yeah,
we talk about, in planning ahead, we talked about this before. Conversation is important. The communication is important to say how you're feeling, what you expect, get the other person's perspective. That way, there's no, I didn't know you felt this way, or
right.
I could have done this. And when Anna said, ask for the help, somebody is waiting to help. Some people are just not,
Absolutely.
they're going to sit back, and until you say, can you help me do this? Or can you help me do that? Then that's part of the building of the memory. That's part of um, lessening the stress. That's part of letting someone know your expectation, because it's easy for the other person to say, or
Hmm.
you could actually feel, I wish they'd get up and help me do whatever, but they don't
Right.
know. The person
They
doesn't
don't
know
know.
what you need. So that, not only just for the holiday, but again, what, as a caregiver, what do you need after those days pass? You're
Absolutely.
building relationship that you might not have had built because everyone assumed you had everything taken care of. This is
Absolutely.
another time to engage people to provide you with assistance. So that could mean that, oh, after this time, do you mind if once a week you could do X, Y, and Z?
Yes. Yes. Oh my
And
God. Leslie,
Yes,
you are touching
absolutely.
on it right there. Is that
yeah, mhm,
creating that it carries over. It's like a new
yes,
it becomes real, and not just
oh,
because of the holidays.
yes,
It's taking
yes.
us to our next to January and February and the rest of the
Mhm.
year. We should be doing this all the time.
Right, because our topic again is traveling
Yes.
through the holidays. So, as we say, it's not a destination; it's a journey. So,
Absolutely.
what nuggets can you start really thinking about? Where do you need help? We want you to be empowered as much as possible.
Yeah.
And again, there are people on this that are listening to this that aren't the caregiver. So you gotta step up to the plate.
Right.
It takes a village.
Yes.
Uh, it takes everyone to help and provide
Yes.
what's needed.
Absolutely.
And
Go ahead,
and
Anna.
being a village is not just when a baby's born. Being a
Oh,
village is your whole entire lifespan. It really does take a community to make things happen. So I love the fact that we build from the holidays throughout the rest of the year, because at times, yeah, you do need that break, and it shouldn't only come for a short period of time, because the holidays are really not that long. It feels like forever, but they're really not that long.
They're not. I mean, they're over before we know it. It just feels like it can feel so long because people kind of dread it for different reasons, right? We
Yes.
there and then there's also a lot grief and emotion that is attached to this time of the year. Just because of how our country is and our culture is, and there's a lot of focus on family and doing things tradition during this time of year, so it creates triggers for people. And
mhm.
yeah, this time of the year can be very challenging, but we're trying to hit this with it also can become less challenging, facing
Mhm.
it in a
Yes.
different way, facing it together and talking about things. So I want to talk to our introverts for a moment, those people who are like, I'm never going to have a family meeting, I'm not calling everybody on a call, and it's not because
Yeah,
you
it's
don't
real.
like your family. It's just because that's who you are. Let me
It's
tell you,
uncomfortable.
a text message is communication. Okay. If we say no as a full sentence, send a text message. I'm going to ask you to elevate it to, date, time, location, and then maybe two or three things that you might need.
Hmm.
And then that's one text message to, you can send it to the family, make it add more than one person, because it's always good to have a witness, because they'll say, well, she didn't ask me, or he didn't send me a message. Put
Yep.
that group family. I'm not saying add, 1,000 people and send a message out and say, this is what you guys need. But I want to just say, for the introvert, there is other ways that you can communicate that still stand for the family meeting.
Hmm.
It's
I,
still
I agree.
communicating to everyone. And then it grows
Absolutely.
from there. Of course, you're going to at some point grow from.
And use all forms of communication. Don't limit things to a certain form of communication. Use everything. Uh, don't box it in. Don't make it more complicated than it really needs to be.
And I'll
Absolutely.
say, even in communication, whatever. is decided or planned for the family. That could be a Zoom call for inviting more people to celebrate that wouldn't normally celebrate. People are using that more and more now. So the loved one that can't go, but they could see everybody on the screen as well as whoever comes to
Oh,
visit.
yeah.
There's so many different ways to engage and not have that pressure on you or the one you're caring for, because again, there's a lot. And we want that to move past the holiday. We're
Yes.
traveling through this, building additional resources for yourself and your loved one, engaging your families more, or your, it's not just families, it's neighbors, it's a community
Yes.
when it comes to caregiving. And some people feel isolated. So how can you not feel as isolated? What are some of the
Yeah.
asks that you could do from a neighbor? Do you mind if you take my trash out on Tuesdays and Thursdays because I can no longer do that? They might be happy to do that.
Right.
And then there's a
Right.
conversation. What are you doing for the holiday? Do you need something? Can I help? So open yourself up to receive help, open yourself up
Absolutely.
to ask for help. Again, Anna said we talked about starting small. What's the new tradition this year? What makes you feel good? What is it that you would be excited about that would say, hey, this might work. Can we
Yeah.
try this?
Yeah.
Don't limit yourself. Don't limit yourself.
And,
Un-
and as I wanted to add, just because you are a caregiver doesn't mean you don't need care.
Yeah.
So ask,
Absolutely.
and like Leslie say, open yourself to receiving.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. This is the pause. I know people talk about the pause. I think the pause is like there's a whole, I don't know if you guys have heard it. It's like a whole thing out there about doing the pause. But for us, we're really saying pause, be intentional. Take a
Mm-hmm.
step back and think about these things that are feeling pressure to you. When you think Christmas lights, or Mariah Carey has came out now and she said it's time, right? So now everybody is
And,
like
and and
breaking out the
and
Christmas
people
lights.
are starting out now already.
Yeah, they're, and I'm not even gonna say they because I'm not gonna say just them because I already said okay, we're taking out the Christmas wreath today. All right, so I'm okay. That was a disclosure, but anyway, what I would like to say here
Oh
is
gosh.
take the pause when you sit with this and you are intentional. We encourage you. It's going to come to you. So caregivers,
Mm-hmm.
it's you think about it's time and it's the holidays. When you think about all these things and you feel that weight, the time that you run to your secret place. This is when you
Yes.
take that moment in the bathroom, when you take that moment walking through if you're exercising, God bless you. When you take a moment and you start being intentional and thinking through your calendar and saying, okay, in the next 2 weeks it'll be things. Next 2 or 3 weeks it'll be Thanksgiving. What's happening, and just considering all the things because we all said we're talking to the sandwich generation. So you have yourself,
Mm-hmm.
you
Yep.
have your children, you have your adult children, and you also can have your young children, grandchildren, and then you may be caring for a parent or a senior adult. So you have all these different generations, so you have all these different events that are coming. This is the
Right.
moment for a pause,
Mm-hmm.
take a moment. I'm gonna say here is um the let's not count out the beauty of the restaurant because the restaurant is open on Thanksgiving and Christmas. Everybody is not at home having a meal, and maybe that's not what you want to do. But I want to say, let's interject things that we would never do. I would have never thought we would go to, Silver Diner on Christmas Day, but here we are, and the food is great. And guess what? There are other people in the room. You're not by yourself. And
Right.
so we're
Mhm. That
just
meant you
saying,
didn't have to clean up. You don't have to.
yeah, you didn't have to clean up. You didn't have to, you just got to
The
come in,
joy
sit
of not having to clean up.
Yeah.
down. Exactly. That is the beauty. So,
Yeah, interject different things. We want you to be fully present during
Absolutely.
this period. And it is a hard time. We are not
Yeah.
negating the fact that it can be a heavy time.
Yeah.
Our hope is that there is something that won't that is shared, not just by us, but others that'll be speaking on the subject, that is shared that lightens it for you. Um,
Absolutely.
just a glimmer of light. We want again you to be empowered. We want you to be cared for, and it may be that's your respite period. You say, "Hey, you take mom or dad. I'm
Yes.
going to do X, Y, and Z and take a break for myself."
Nothing. Yeah.
And then come back refreshed. So, it's no one way to do it, but be as intentional as possible. Um, yes, Alfreda said a lot of people don't want to cook all that food or even
Right.
want all that food. As we get older, our palates
No.
change. Your loved ones'
Absolutely.
palates change. We're not
Absolutely.
eating all. So that means a smaller
The
menu.
stamina to cook all that
It's
Right.
animal.
lunches.
Right.
But we don't want
Yes.
the caregiver to be the one with the heaviness of the heavy load. You can direct the conversations, little changes at a time, and it'll be
Absolutely.
all right. For somebody
It's
that's fussy, they'll get over it.
absolutely.
Please
Absolutely.
remember that. This is just a
Remember that.
moment.
Say that again, Leslie. Say that again.
I said, it's okay if somebody gets upset, they will get over it. You are directing your ship the direction that you needed to go in so that you are healthier, your loved one that you're caring for is healthier, and you're honoring maybe some small tradition that you want to start, or you're inviting more people to help, and the person that's upset, they might fall along with the program once the other ones come on board. You can't
Absolutely.
please everybody, but the
No.
purpose is, are we taking care of who we need to take care of? I
Yeah.
need help. Can you do X, Y, and Z? It
Give me a
avoiding
second.
for yourself and giving yourself permission to make those changes. It is okay.
It is okay. And I love what you're saying because what I was thinking when you were saying that is it's if it's not Christmas Eve or the day before the week Monday the week of Thanksgiving, if you're giving people time to
Mm-hmm.
adjust their mind and shift what they planned, this is
Mm-hmm.
a gift. So send those text messages today. We're this is a that conversation needs to happen now because it even if they people are upset. I mean, we get upset when things change, but
Mm-hmm.
by saying let's do it now, let's talk about it now, let's send the message out now that it's not going to be at my house. When we have those conversations, I'm not making my same three dishes that I've done for the last 20 years. None of
Right.
it. I'm not making the mac and cheese. I'm not giving anybody a recipe and I'm not teaching anybody how to do it this year because I have a lot on my plate. But if you're telling me now, then you're giving me a time to be afraid of now. Don't be afraid of the timing of it so that we're
Mm-hmm.
giving people an opportunity to adjust. And you're going to be pleasantly surprised. Honestly, I think that we
Yeah.
just all need to give each other on every side grace.
Yeah.
Just lots of grace and lots of love needs to come out.
Yeah. What comes to mind when you're saying that is those conversations will prompt somebody else to say, "Oh, I'm so glad you said that because I was
Right,
doing X,
right.
Y, and Z." So it might.
Exactly.
Exactly. I got this great caterer. I mean, let's bring them in. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, we're be encouraged. Renee, we were talking earlier about that song, Joy and Pain,
Yes.
like
Sunshine
sunshine and rain.
and rain.
We want
Yep.
to have,
Yes.
we are going through that. Life is joy and pain, but we don't want the holidays to be a pain. We want there to
No.
be as much joy because this is precious moments, precious memories, and
Absolutely.
also engaging your family and friends that weren't normally engaged that could now be additional resource for you
Yes.
going
Oh
forward.
my goodness.
So
That's
it's
deep.
yeah. So that's my kind of take away from this for you to remember.
Yeah. And keep your appointments. Go to therapy. Go to your grief counseling meetings and sessions. Keep up with the things that help you remember who you are.
hmm hmm
Keep up with remembering who you are and the people that will understand that this is a heavy lift. Stay connected to those people as best you can.
Yes, it's important.
Yes.
It's
And
important.
I would say, let peace be your guiding force, so that way you're living your best life. Every The holidays is about love, and once we implement other things, you lose sight of the love, because resentment and all sorts of other things start taking feet. Use peace. what
hmm
is what is going to be peaceful for you in this moment? How will you be able to move through the holidays in peace and with grace and with love?
Love it. I love it.
I
I
love
love it.
that. So we're going to um, close out at this moment, but we also
hmm
are going to say, if it's okay with you, ladies, we're going to close out with a quick moment of prayer
Yep.
for those that are listening,
hmm
um, because this is. Oh, we know that this is a challenging time. You know, we now we're taking like a knife and we're cutting through a big old that is has full of emotions and different things in the world that's happening. We're not going to ignore that. It's a challenging time for so many reasons. We couldn't even list them here.
Yes.
So
Mm-mm.
we're going to hand it over for ourselves and on behalf of everyone that is listening. We're going to ask you, Father, to remember everyone that hears this message. This prayer
Yes,
is
Lord.
for us and for them, that you will encourage their heart, that you will allow them to feel your presence like
Mm.
never before. That
Yes, Lord.
in this time, in this space, that they will know that they are not alone.
Mm.
Our
Yes.
prayer is that they are able to walk through this season, this
Yeah.
time, these months and days, and find themselves on the other side and
Mm.
say, "Phew, I made it through.
Yes, Lord.
I made it through." And so we know that Psalms 23 says, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." And as a little person says, that basically means that you are completely loved and you are completely protected by heaven. So be encouraged, everyone. You can make it. Amen.
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 Amen. Amen. You are doing something deeply meaningful, and you deserve the support and care in return.
Yes.
Until next time, we are the trio.
The trio.
The trio.
We'll get it. We'll get it.
Yeah.
We will get there.
Thank you for joining us. Like and subscribe on
Yes.
YouTube.
And follow us, and set that notification for when we come on. You're alerted, and you can join in real time.
Take care.
Yes. Bye.